And great to see Diego Chara lead this team out again. We will talk about game number 400, all for one club. Very special day for Chara.
Yeah,
on the bench, new signing David da Costa. His visa has cleared. Juan Mosquera back from injury. There is the Vancouver bench. Some rotation, not enough if you're going to ask new coach. Good look at Providence Park in all its glory. We are underway. Cascadia Cup rivals, Timbers, Whitecaps. Timbers won the Cascadia Cup.
He absolutely understands exactly what the context of playing in Major League Soccer is, and I think...
Nice ball by Adekubi. Flag is down for Brian White. Big save by Maxime Crépeau. The flag goes up. It did look offside. Crépeau says, do me a favor.
The concern more was about the late challenge, Sebastian Berhalter. As Adekubi plays that first time ball and the flag being raised initially, you can see that first shot, great save from Crépeau. But it was the follow-up and the challenge at the top of the 18-yard box that drew the ire from the Portland Timber players.
Hard work to get into the attacking positions for both teams. Ryan Gauld up and over for Brian White. Gets the inside track, goes down. And is it a free kick? Is it a penalty?
Yeah,
it's a free
Kamal Miller's
kick.
in big trouble.
Red card.
Big trouble. Big trouble, Kamal Miller. The moment that ball's played off, put the referee in a situation where he's got to be thinking about Doxo.
Let's see if he's onside.
He looks to be in an onside position. Watch Kamal Miller try to come across. Brian White's got the jump. Ball gets caught underneath the top.
Gauld took a deflection, corner kick.
Attention to a guy like Brian White. As Ryan Gauld comes through, the deflection off of Diego Chara with that preferred left foot, trying to pick out that upper right-hand corner of Maxime.
Jayden Nelson, former Toronto FC Academy player before heading off to Europe, skips out for Gauld. Crépeau's made a couple good saves. Nelson comes into the scene late.
Yeah, perfect example of maybe one of the challenges are going to be for Anthony when he's isolated. You got to be responsible. You got to be tucked in. As this ball's played across, a little bit of a dummy run off of his back shoulder as it's an entry ball flat across the top of the penalty area. Less preferred right foot into the hands of Maxime Crépeau. But Anthony's got to be responsible for tracking that run or right communication with his center back off the right shoulder.
Foul on Chara. In addition to 400 games, 2019 through 2022 is the #1 for the Whitecaps. It's a nice ball for 40.
Borey looks good.
Tall.
He looks like a great answer on the left-hand side for Portland.
Portland gave up a lot of set-piece goals. And that one's poorly given away by Crépeau. Nelson drops one down for Gauld again! Terror to the Timbers. Ryan Gauld with a little Trivela finish. 4 goals in his last 2 games in this building.
Side from the opening whistle got even more difficult to play through with the red card from Kamal Miller. But Maxime Crépeau woefully underhits that ball, trying to pick out Forey on that left-hand side. Falls right to Nelson. Gets his head up, drives at the defender, and that late run ghosting in once again Ryan Gauld. Outside of the left foot, keeps it on the ground. Goalkeeper going in the wrong direction. And Ryan Gauld giving Vancouver the 1-0 lead 24 minutes in here at Providence Park.
Ryan Gauld living his best life. 17 goals, 16 assists across all competitions in 2024. We'll have to get a... And bending a little bit. Vite. Oh, towards the far post! And in! A Cascadia torrent of goals pouring out of the Whitecaps as they come to Portland and conquering again. A special finish by Pedro Vite.
Well, just 1 goal last season and 28 appearances for the Ecuadorian international. He's just trailing Jayden Nelson. Quick little combination play as the ball comes across. He's thinking about entry pass, no pressure. 1-2 touch, and from that angle, just hits a frozen rope, far post side net. Maxime Crépeau, full stretch. Absolutely nothing he can do about it.
Those were the team benches built by the Home Depot. Slips through for White. It'll be a 3rd corner kick.
And for Vancouver, Jesper Sorensen telling us Daniel Rios is a couple weeks away as he's fighting for his fitness. Damir Krylov had a right calf issue. Emmanuel Sabi a left ankle issue. And then Ngando dealing with a little bit of a visa issue, some paperwork, as well as a bug flying through the team. So this has been ideal based on the amount of travel, the disappointment of the game at Saprissa, and looking at the MLS opener.
Sabi and Rios, the two winter signings for Vancouver. And Adekubi thought he had a goal there. It was perfect, right in front, 5 yards out, off his forehand.
The question for goalkeepers always is, can they get off the line and get in amongst the trees? Too far out, top of the six, but how is nobody have an arm on Adekubi? The hybrid between...
Graw having a nice game. He's repelling a lot. Turned over. That time Ayala. Nelson's off. Jaden Nelson to the boundary, into the 18. Maybe one last shot here for Vancouver. Berhalter
looking just to pick out a corner. The build-up down that right-hand side, inside, outside, and Jaden Nelson, instead of hitting it first time, and feels the immediacy. It's about the body language right now to get themselves back into this game.
Blackman clipped White on the way in. He was onside. We've surpassed 5 minutes. One last go for Vancouver. Berhalter's got to be on the clock. Gets it to Cubas. Vite maybe trying to set up Gauld. Here he is. Sermon. Adekubi. White. Can't clear it. Gauld. Crapo off the chest. Well, it could have been worse for Portland as we reach the half, but as it is, it's the adage of Murphy's Law for Portland against Vancouver.
Yeah, it's a really important intervention from Zach McGraw at the last second. The deflection, the save, and reacting quick enough as both Ryan Gauld and Brian White, and then Jaden Nelson.
And I think they just say, we want somebody that knows going to be committed to this club, and we'll move forward.
Information is kept in-house until a certain time when the two parties dissolve their relationships. And I certainly feel as though Evander makes FC Cincinnati much better heading into the 2025 season. And the challenge, because they got the return on their investment, and now they bring in David Da Costa, this young, dynamic number 10 who's going to look different and play different than the way Evander plays. You move on and you thank each other for their services and you part. And now the future goes forward for Phil Neville and his staff to see what Da Costa can do for the Portland Timbers. Now the challenge, being down 2 goals and being down a man, you can see how quick and dynamic he is with his first couple of touches.
Here is Da Costa all the way in for Kelsey, and that is the first shot. That's the first shot on target of the game.
Well, you can see the fans. It's a good way to ingratiate yourself with the supporters here in Portland as well.
Glad you could join us for MLS Season Pass. This one on Apple TV Plus. Max Bretos, Brian Dunseth, Da Costa brought down.
Oh, listen to this. Talk about a big momentum swing, and we're less than a minute into this second half, just based on the first couple of touches for the new number 10 here in Portland.
Phil Neville said he went out and got his guys, and they were South Americans, although David Da Costa, a Portuguese player playing in French football.
And that town hall and that Grabavoy went in depth, in detail about all of the exact reasons, not just the talent, but the human being that is this new number 10 for Portland, and why he is absolutely the exceptional right fit for this group going forward.
And had a cracking opening 60 seconds here to start the second half.
Yeah, and the adjustment is this man, Joao Ortiz, will play a little bit more deep lying, a little bit more 6 in defense alongside Diego Chara.
Anthony getting it from Ortiz, taken away by Gauld. Vite. Nelson is a real go-forward player. Chara coming across. Nelson shrugs him off, and almost number 3 for Brian White.
Whitecaps this season, the 22-year-old Canadian international, inside, outside. Good touches, good feet to get away from Diego Chara, and there's the collapse in the presence.
Second corner kick here for Da Costa. Also had a free kick moments ago. All the way through again. They're finding Kelsey. Looked like a handball on Vite.
It certainly did.
And he was in the area. Meanwhile, there goes Nelson, pinning the ears back, getting by Ortiz, all the way for Adekubi! Jaden Nelson from box to box. It is 3-0 Whitecaps. They will take a look at the potential handball, but the game right now hanging in the margins. It could be 3-0 or perhaps Portland lining up 2-1.
Down the right-hand side, but keep an eye on Pedro Vite. as this comes across. Watch the arm, the extension comes off the right hand. The referee, Victor Rivas, elects not to blow the whistle, make the decision that it's a set piece opportunity in favor of the Portland Timbers. Nelson gets around Ortiz, and it's a simple finish. The outside left back on his horse to catch up to the pace of Nelson. Perfectly weighted ball to find the back of the net. And now we'll see the intervention potentially from VAR Kevin Stott.
Oh, this is fascinating. You never see it like this. This could be a huge swing. 1-0 win.
Osman Bukhari, big goal.
Beautiful images down there in Austin. Pushed back there by Kelsey.
You talked about Ralph Priso. It looks like Ali Ahmed as well getting set to come in for Vancouver.
Ali Ahmed's going to have to work really hard to maintain that position ahead of Nelson as here's DaCosta.
Into his debut for the Portland Timbers, and without a shadow of a doubt, he's proved that he's excellent in terms of picking up the ball to be the number 10 for the Portland Timbers after the likes of Diego Valeri and Evander.
Nelson, there he goes. I mean, like a machete, Ortiz can't stop him. Nelson! Jaden Nelson! A star is born! The kid from Ontario, doing it for the club from British Columbia.
Oh yeah, just one goal in 45 appearances for Toronto FC, but he has been excellent from the opening whistle on this right-hand side. Joao Ortiz doing everything he can to slow him down. Inside, outside, has the option to go with the right foot. Elects to go with left foot near post. Maxime Crepeau beaten yet again. And while it's completely different than what it was during the playoffs, in terms of the complexity of the match, Vancouver Whitecaps, once again, it's going to be extremely complicated, but I don't think he hurt himself in that position. But I also wouldn't be surprised if Axel Schuster was fielding a couple calls within the league with a couple of the mechanisms that are in play in Major League Soccer.
Kelsey, it's gone through for Anthony. The Timbers have a goal. That relieves some of the disappointment. Timbers Army exploded. They'll take anything at this point.
Yeah, the 23-year-old Brazilian feeding on some scraps right now from Vancouver. Direct play, knockdown ball. You see him just ghosting in slowly. The deflection gets on the inside of the stranded defender, and it's a really smart finish from Anthony. He pulls one back to make it 4-1 at home in favor of Vancouver in the 73rd minute.
It's Berhalter, and Berhalter takes, and almost got it in there. Maxime Crepeau had to intervene.
That is a fantastic free kick taken from Sebastian Berhalter. Upper right-hand corner. What are we saying? 25 yards out. Power, placement, accuracy. Fantastic jump and timing. And that big one.
Costa. Florian Chateau clears. And that is the end of this opening match for the Timbers and the Whitecaps. Vancouver laying down another marker in Portland.